in the memory of the late, great James Caan, who, please go read or watch some of his interviews or read some of his quotes. This dude was hilarious in real life and quite a character. But number 5, this is the top 5 conferences as James Caan rolls. The Big Ten is the program, James Caan. Smokey, I know you haven't seen a lot of movies, but I'm pretty sure you've probably seen the program.
No, I've seen the movies, but I don't remember a lot.
So the program was probably the best college football movie ever made. And it's kind of built on the 90s programs like Florida State, Miami, Nebraska, the power programs. And James Caan was the coach of this program. He was pretty straightforward, but kind of, willing to bend the rules, kind of like the Big Ten. Yep. They're very about this is what we are, this is what college football should be, but when it benefits us, I'm going to bend the rules. I'm going to look the other way, like when Latimer does steroids. I'm going to look the other way. I'm going to look the other way when this guy does this. I'm going to let the doctor, I'm going to look the other way. And that was James Caan, the program. Look the other way when it's convenient to him, much like the Big Ten has done with conference realignment. Number 4, the ACC is Brian's song, James Caan. And
wow.
This is pretty harsh. I realize I might seem mean for saying this, but everybody's rooting for the ACC. Everybody, I think, wants the ACC to make it. That's a dyed-in-the-wool college football fan. But ultimately, with that long grant of rights, at the end of the movie, Billy D. Williams is going to be saying, I love Brian Piccolo. I love the ACC. I want you to love the ACC. But Brian Piccolo's not there anymore. But Brian's song also, maybe the saddest movie ever made in the history of movies.
It is.
It's like Brian's song and Old Yeller battling it out.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but I remember we watched Brian's song when I was in 7th grade.
Was that that was the early 70s?
Yeah, we watched it in 7th grade. And the entire room, when Billy D. Williams gets up and says, I love Brian Piccolo and I want you to love him, just bawling.
Yep.
And you're trying to, you're 13 years old, you're trying to cool, no, I'm sorry. Yeah. I do. I love Brian Piccolo, and it's been a long time. Yep. So, number 3, this is a bit of a stretch. This is a bit of a deep dive. The SEC is the way of the gun, James Caan. You would probably like the way of the gun. It's a bit of a slow-moving action movie, but James Caan in this movie plays a hitman, but he's one of those hitmen that has kind of a code. So his catchphrase in this movie is, until that day, he and Ryan Phillippe, who are on a crash course to have a gunfight at the end of the movie, have this meeting in this restaurant where they're kind of negotiating out the terms of what's going to happen. And James Caan basically tells Ryan Phillippe, I'm going to kill you. But till that day, so much like Greg Sankey in the SEC, they're pretty much telling everybody, they're at least up front with it. Look, we're going to eat you all alive. It's not great, but it's going to happen. So while it's not the best, at least they've told you.
We are eventually going to put you on a grill, cook you, and then eat you for dinner.
But at least they're upfront about it. The Big 12 is the Godfather James Caan, Sonny Corleone. See, when Sonny took over the family, he thought he was in a position of power. Just like last year at Big 12 Media Days, Bob Bowlesby gave this great speech about how everything was great and the future of the Big 12 was wonderful. And then a couple weeks later, much like Sonny, Bob Bowlesby pulled up to the toll booth and everybody was firing guns at the Big 12 from all around.
Yep.
Secretly plotting that he didn't know about. You remember this scene in The Godfather, right?
Yes, I do.
Very sad if you're a fan of Sonny, but you kind of knew it was coming because he was headstrong.
Is this similar to Denzel getting shot up underneath the bridge? In
Training Day?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wasn't that the Russian?
Didn't see it coming.
No.
Didn't see it coming.
I cried.
King Kong on me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I love it. And the Pac 12 is Misery, James Caan.
Man,
Garrett, have you seen Misery?
I have. That is an off. That's all.
Yeah, it is. Misery is a Stephen King book and movie, and James Caan plays a writer who gets in a car accident, and a super fan who ultimately caused the car accident comes and takes him in and keeps him injured. In fact, breaking his foot so he doesn't leave. So this to me is the Pac-12's relationship with the Big Ten. They think they've got a good working relationship, but ultimately the Big Ten is just a crazy lady that's trying to break their leg.
No, it was that you talk about the alliance that is now even a word I don't like to use. It was just so, like it was paper, like it was on a what is it? What do they call it? Just a box of cards, on a tower of cards. You just flip one card and it was gone. I'm using the wrong phrase. Sooner Soul, Sonny Corleone, original Big 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Sonny, Lorenzo Hayes. Come on, man. A lot of people love, Paul, what you were doing. Oh, my God, that's amazing. And again, he didn't include rollerball.
I tried. I could not make it work.
Sir
I
Bob,
really enjoyed. Yes, I tried with rollerball. I did.
Sir Bob Loblaws.
I tried with rollerball and the SEC and the Way of the Gun, and I just thought the Way of the Gun fit it a little bit better. Bridge Too Far is also one of his greatest movies, but that really doesn't apply here at all. So I couldn't make that one work either.
I couldn't have done any of that because I remember certain movies, Brian's Song for sure, a few others as well. Need to do that for anything Denzel, and then I'll be paying attention.
Yeah.